Please be seated. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to beautiful and windy St. Peter. My name is Jim Gale, Chair of the Gustavus and Adolphus College Board of Trustees. On behalf of my board colleagues, it is my honor to welcome all of you to the college's 2009 commencement ceremony. Those graduating today join a long and distinguished list of over 26,000 persons who have earned degrees from Gustavus since its founding 147 years ago. To the members of the class of 2009, congratulations. Earning a baccalaureate degree requires dedication, energy, and intelligence. All of us here today, your family, your friends, the faculty, the staff, and members of the Board of Trustees are proud of what you have accomplished. You also should take great satisfaction in all your many successes. In addition to congratulating you on what you have accomplished, the board would like to thank each of you for what you have contributed. Whether you know it or not, Gustavus is a different and a markedly better place than it would have been without you. We look forward to working with you for our college in the years ahead. It is now my great privilege to introduce Chaplain Rachel Larson, who will offer the invocation.
Graduate, those who have assisted them, and those who share their joy. We pray that in the days ahead you will lead these graduates to be honorable, just, merciful, pure, and loving people. We praise you because all things that we achieve are made possible because you love and preserve us. Bless this moment. Do not leave us, we pray, but walk with us in all the days of our lives. Amen.
Commencement weekend is certainly a very special occasion in the life of a college. Today we recognize and take pride in the accomplishments of over 600 men and women who are eligible to receive their baccalaureate degrees. First, I want to share with you that this is a special year also for the college because of this class 2009. John Bennett, Holly Anderson, Chris Edelbrock were the leaders of your class gift. Will the three of them please stand and stay standing while I make this announcement? When the class began thinking about what they would do to be remembered, they set some lofty goals. It was these three individuals who put together a team that solicited then from all of you your support for your soon-to-be alma mater. The class of 1959, the 50-year reunion class, made a challenge for you to get over 30% of your class to give. And we were bold enough from the Board of Trustees to say, if you make that goal, we'll give you another challenge to get over 50%. It is my pleasure to announce to this group assembled here that this class has set for themselves a record that will be hard to beat. 56.2% of this class have given to their senior class project. Let's thank this entire class. Thank you. This ceremony marks the beginning of the next phase of a journey for our graduates. In fact, my brief remarks today will highlight the importance of one's personal journey. Paul Thorax said, "The journey, not the arrival, matters. The voyage, not the landing." Sharing in this afternoon's ceremony and seated on the platform are members of the Gustavus Adolphus College Board of Trustees, faculty, senior administrative staff, and a representative of the class of 2009 who will give the senior commencement address. I would like to introduce those on the platform and ask that you hold your applause until they have been presented in groups. First, I want to acknowledge a person you have already met, Mr. James Gale, the chair of the Board of Trustees and a 1983 alumnus. Jim, would you please stand and remain standing till I introduce the others? Jim is an attorney and lives in Washington, D.C. At the April board meeting of the trustees, he was elected to his fourth one-year term as chair of this board. Jim, we thank you for your service to your alma mater. Next is Mr. Mark Bernardson. Mark is a 1971 graduate of the college, vice chair of the board, and city manager of Bloomington, Minnesota. He and his wife live in Bloomington. Next, Reverend Gordon Bratz. Gordon is a retired ELCA pastor and a psychologist and lives in Minneapolis. Dr. David Carlson. Dave is a retired physician and a graduate of the class of 1960. Dave serves as co-chair of the board's nominating committee, and he and his wife live in Edina. Mr. Al Henderson. Al is a retired financial advisor and a 1962 graduate of the college. He and his wife live in Chanhassen, Minnesota. Mr. Paul Cook. Paul is a 1987 graduate of the college. He is Senior Vice President for Investments of UBS Financial Services in Wayzata. He and his wife live in Wayzata with their family. Ms. Marty Pincus. Marty is the secretary of the Board of Trustees and co-chair of the nominating committee. She's a retired registered nurse, and she and her husband live in Mankato. Reverend Wayne Peterson. Wayne is pastor of St. Barnabas Lutheran Church in Plymouth, Minnesota, and he and his wife live in Plymouth. Dr. Dan Zismer. Dan is an associate professor for the Division of Health Policy and Management at the University of Minnesota and a 1975 graduate of Gustavus. Dan and his wife live in Bloomington, Minnesota. He has served on the Board of Trustees for 9 years and is retiring from the board at the end of this month, today. The Zismers have a son, Davis, in this graduating class. The Reverend Rod Anderson. Rod is pastor of St. Andrew's Lutheran Church in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, and he and his wife live in Eden Prairie. Please join me in expressing our appreciation to these individuals who, as members of the Board of Trustees, give so generously of their time, counsel, and support. Also on the platform are the college's senior administrative officers who serve on the President's Cabinet. I ask that they stand and remain standing until all have been introduced. Dr. Mary Morton, Chief Academic Officer of the college, who serves as Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Hank Tutain, Vice President for Student Affairs. Dr. Tutain will be reading the graduates' names today as they walk across the stage and receive their diplomas from their faculty members. Mr. Mark Anderson. Mark is Vice President for Enrollment Management and is a 1966 graduate of the college. Ms. Gwen Freed. Gwen is Vice President for Marketing and Communication. Mr. Ken Westfall, who serves the college as Vice President for Finance and is Treasurer of the college. And finally, Mr. Tom Young. Tom is Vice President for Institutional Advancement and a 1988 graduate of the college. Let's thank these individuals. The remaining members of the platform party, please stand as I introduce you and remain standing until all have been introduced. And I would like to again formally introduce a person you have met already, one of our 2 college chaplains, Reverend Rachel Larson, who gave the invocation and will give the benediction. Chaplain Larson. Chaplain Larson will greet the graduates as they come down off of this stage to represent the connection of this institution with the church. Dr. Eric Eliason, who is the academic dean. Dr. Eliason with Dr. Tutain will read the names of the graduates as they cross across the stage. Our faculty marshals, Dr. Patricia Costello. Dr. Costello is Assistant Professor of Psychology, and Dr. Richard Leach. Dr. Leach is an Associate Professor of Political Science. And finally, I would like to introduce the representative of the class of 2009, a person I will give a formal introduction to when it's time for her speech, Tasha A. Carlson. Thank all of these for participating in the ceremony. Commencement is an occasion that connects the rich traditions of Gustavus Adolphus College to its founding in 1862. It is an event that marks both an ending and a beginning for the men and women we honor today. It is true, of course, that any ritual can be empty, especially if it does not truly represent genuine high points in the lives of the participants. Commencement is one of those life's genuine milestones. It has been traditional at graduation ceremonies that we focus on the graduates, for it is they who carry forward the obligations and responsibilities of service and leadership. However, it is also appropriate for us to give thanks to the faculty of the college for their contributions to the growth and the development to the class of 2009. As the graduates cross across the stage today, they will then find their way down onto the field to find their faculty department, and the faculty will present their diplomas, a tradition that is extremely important to this institution. Will the faculty en masse please stand to be recognized and given our appreciation? The strength of an institution does begin with its faculty. Gustavus Adolphus College has been fortunate throughout its history to have dedicated men and women who have distinguished careers of teaching and have truly made a difference in the lives of hundreds and yes, even thousands of students. Today, we want to especially recognize 3 faculty members who are retiring this year. We give them special recognition on behalf of all Gustavus alumni and current students who understand the commitment each has had to the students they teach. I ask that the 2 that are able to be here stand when they are introduced, because all 3 of them collectively have given 95 years of service and teaching to this institution. The first individual is not able to be with us, Associate Professor of Economics and Management, John Bungham. Dr. Bungham joined the Gustavus faculty in 1979, and his 30 years of service at Gustavus have focused on managerial economics, finance, and real estate economics. Dennis Henry. Dennis, would you please stand? Professor of Physics. Dr. Henry joined the faculty in 1979, and his interests have been in the fields of magnetic materials and shielding, electromagnetic interference, and U.S. railroad history, and Professor of History and Scandinavian Studies, Byron Nordstrom. Dr. Nordstrom has served Gustavus for 35 years. His interests have been in Scandinavian immigrant studies and 19th and 20th century Europe. Let's give these outstanding faculty applause for their years of service. Thank you so much. And to the class, I believe it is appropriate for us to remember your classmate, Emily Grentholz. During these commencement ceremonies today, Emily died as a result of an automobile accident on June 27, 2007, and received posthumously the degree that she deserved on September 15, 2007. I ask that we pause for a moment to remember your classmate. Now to the graduating class. I want to remind you of a quote that I used in my inaugural address this past fall. I talked about the importance of each individual student at Gustavus and what each brings to the school. I compared your contributions to Gustavus to the weaving of a beautiful tapestry. I quoted from the retired Supreme Court Justice, Sandra Day O'Connor, who said, "We don't accomplish anything in this world alone. Whatever happens is a result of the whole tapestry of one's life and all the weavings of individual threads from one to another that creates something." The weaving of your threads in the Gustavus tapestry during your 4 years has changed this institution forever. It has been one segment of your journey while you were here. I hope that during your 4-year journey at Gustavus, you have not only received the outstanding education you were told you would receive when you were a prospective student, if you can remember back that far, and that you have become part of a greater community. You leave Gustavus today as part of a tradition of graduates who have gone before you, and I hope you will have an insatiable urge to learn, confidence in your own abilities, and a fascination with new ideas and skills that will provide a foundation for a constructive career and a fulfilling life's journey. I hope that you feel that the core values and mission of this institution have affected your life and your education. Your goal during your journey was to challenge, our goal was to challenge you to understand that you must always strive to be the best you can in all that you do, and that excellence is the basis upon which an academic institution like Gustavus challenges you to reach great heights. We have asked you to do that in a community a community that you have grown to love and a community that will be with you forever, and to understand that justice and fairness is important for everyone in life, and it is our responsibility to make sure that others have those opportunities. And we have asked to give back to service to others, as you have done here on this campus and as you will do as you leave this place and become productive citizens in your communities. And we've asked you to do that with an understanding of your own faith, how you have lived that out in your lives. Take the freedom you have experienced during your journey at Gustavus and champion the highest of human ideals in your professions, in your communities, and in your lives. I too hope that as a result of your journey, you will better understand your individual potential and your abilities, and that you will take a leadership role in those communities and help end those prejudices that continue to weaken our society and prejudices we see every day. I hope that during your journey at Gustavus, you have been encouraged to understand the moral and the ethical issues that you face in helping others make judgments and choices. Look increasingly beyond the limitations of just the state and the national boundaries as you know them today, and look to the global resources that you will have to influence the future of our society. Take seriously your responsibility to make time for volunteer service and leadership in your communities. John Hope Franklin once said that we must go beyond textbooks and go out into the depths of the wilderness and travel and explore and tell the world the glories of our journey. I hope you will go beyond this place, and that you will, in whatever way you can, help those less fortunate than you and explore ways in which you can make their lives better. Remain on solid speaking terms with the lessons of history and of people and of events in other places and other times, so that you will have a wider perspective on how you can make an exciting and worthy history of your own, to find your own greatness. You have had many successes here over the years at Gustavus, and I know that in the years ahead you will continue to have many more opportunities for success. Keep in mind the pledge and the ancient Athenian oath, often used at occasions such as this. It says, and I quote, "I swear to leave the Republic stronger, richer, and more beautiful than what it has been when it was given to me." I hope that you will recall your responsibilities often in the years ahead, and I hope that you will leave Gustavus after this portion of your journey far wiser than you were when you began your course of study. Many of you will be headed to graduate school, others to the workforce, others to help in the AmeriCorps and other institutions, and others will be traveling abroad. You are now linked inseparably and forever with Gustavus Adolphus College. How you conduct your lives will shape your own reputation and character in the future, just as it will determine the reputation of your alma mater. Congratulations and best wishes. I am now pleased to introduce Tasha Carlson for her commencement address on behalf of your class, the class of 2009. Tasha is from Apple Valley, Minnesota, and is a communications studies major and holds minors in theater and gender, women, and sexuality studies. Tasha's parents are here and her family, and if you would stand so we can recognize you. While a student at Gustavus, Tasha performed in 4 main stage shows in Anderson Theater, was a gusty greeter during the first-year student orientation, a commentary writer for the Gustavian Weekly, the campus newspaper, was a reporter for GAC TV, the student television news program, was active in communication studies, and studied abroad in France and in Fiji. Tasha also spent many hours practicing and competing for 4 years with the Gustavus forensics team. She was a 4-time state champion and a key member of the forensics team, who held back-to-back state championships, advancing also to the American Forensic Association National Individual Events, a tournament which has semifinals in each of the last years, and she was one of those semifinalists. Tasha helped the team place in the top 20 in the nation for 3 consecutive years, a major distinction among a college our size. Please welcome your classmate, Tasha Carson.
Distinguished faculty, staff, administrators, board of trustees, friends, family, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2009. Good afternoon, and thank you for bestowing this honor upon me as your graduation speaker. We all came to Gustavus from different places, for different reasons, and with different expectations. You might have come because you thought you had a chance with your cute tour guide. Some of you came to the Hill because you were promised a 5-star education with challenging classes and dedicated professors. Or maybe you came for the nationally ranked cafeteria food. But most of all, I'm sure each of you are ultimately here because when you stepped foot on this campus, your heart skipped a beat and you felt at home. In our years here, we've all had a variety of memorable experiences, life lessons, successes and failures, and we've learned a great deal about life, love, education, and our ultimate path in this world. Today, we stand together for the first and last time with an array of hopes and on the brink of going our separate ways. While our paths may not cross again, we will forever be linked by our years at Gustavus. I'm sure most of you would agree that arriving at Gustavus was a nerve-wracking, pee-my-pants whirlwind. After years of studying, visiting various college campuses, taking the ACT, and packing our entire lives into suitcases and boxes, we finally arrived at Gustavus. We felt scared of those crazy, gusty greeters blowing their whistles in our ears and making us run around our parents' cars. After our parents helped set up our dorm rooms and finally left, the twister stopped. We slowly emerged from our dorm rooms, peeked down the hallway, and thus began our journey. On the yellow brick road of life, we do not receive ruby red slippers to protect us from evil and bad. However, with the amazing support of our friends, advisors, professors, staff, employers, and family, all giving advice, encouraging us to succeed, and pointing us down the right path, we are able to sit here today. Throughout college, we encountered individuals who became lifelong friends. Friends like my 5E co-ed girls, who all bonded over the painted rainbow and unicorn on the entry wall to our section. Very classy. Friends who bought you a meal in the caf when you had no money left, sent you a good luck text before a test, emailed you a link to a job, suggested taking Ring Road instead of the treacherous Death Hill, or who just sat and listened. Our wonderful professors have also greatly influenced our lives on the Hill. They challenged us, provided insight, guidance, and care, keeping us on the yellow brick road of life and preventing us from straying from the path. Along the path, we encountered bumps in the road, whether it be having a fight with a friend, receiving a C on a paper, changing majors, not getting the job you wanted, or realizing that the library printer wasn't working again. Gustavus has given us the patience and endurance to cope with these difficult situations, and in the end, our mental strength and fortitude helped us reach our end goal. We have reached the end of the yellow brick road, and we are entering the sparkling green city of Oz. At this point, we can take a step back and realize the gifts Gustavus gave us. Much like the gifts the Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion received in The Wizard of Oz, there are three. The first is courage. Ever since we could talk, we expressed our hopes and dreams to one day become an astronaut, a firefighter, baton twirler, bus driver, or even a princess. We have spoken about when I grow up and, well, in the real world. Guess what? We are grown up. We are about to enter the real world. Some of you may even be starting tomorrow. At Gustavus, we have experienced a safe environment where we are free to take risks, and if we fail, we have a wonderful support system. When we leave, it will not be that easy to take risks without this safety blanket. Some people will choose traditional paths because they pose less risks. Gustavus has given us the courage to step out of our comfort zone and take risks, such as starting your own company, leading a nonprofit organization, initiating a service project in your neighborhood, or volunteering to coach an academic or sports team. Gustavus has given us the courage to stand up for what we believe in, the courage to travel abroad for 6 months to a year, and perhaps even the courage to move out of mom and dad's house. Within each of us is the courage to walk confidently into a job interview, the military, or an audition, and proudly represent Gustavus. Especially in the current state of our economy, we simply need to have the courage to follow our dreams. You have this courage deep inside you to begin life after Gustavus. The second gift is a brain. I learned this past spring from a wonderful professor that if we shrunk the world's population to only 100 people, only one would have a college education. Because you are all seated here now, I can safely assume that you passed all of your exams and that you are one of the 27% in the United States with a college diploma. However, with the gift of a brain comes an enormous responsibility. A responsibility to use this education in order to become agents of change. You have been taught to view significant issues from multiple perspectives. You've been taught analytical, critical thinking, problem solving, and communication skills in order to become an engaged citizen. This class is not willing to sit on the sidelines and watch the game. This class takes action and wants their lives to matter. Yes, you can find a job which pays the rent, but will you be fully satisfied? Gustavus taught us that life is not about a mansion and bi-weekly trips to Tahiti. Gustavus taught us to ask, what can we do to make a difference? We are privileged to have a liberal arts education which gives us different perspectives and allows us to see the world through a broader lens. We came into college naive, And we are leaving less naive because we are able to see a more accurate picture of the world. Discussing issues of the day in class, traveling abroad and viewing other cultures, and the sharing of knowledge by our professors has shattered our perceptions of what life is really like. Therefore, we can't stand idle after learning about the plethora of injustices facing the world. The third gift is a heart. We have been given the knowledge to act on our convictions. Although the Gustavus community has not acted harmoniously over the years, our passions and interests drive our behaviors. Issues have arisen in the past regarding insensitivity, political disagreement, hate, and food waste. The question then becomes, how did the Gustavus community react to such incidents? A hate crime occurred on campus this past fall, which disrupted our community. The day after, my feminist pop culture class sat for the entire class period discussing problem-solving techniques. Students passed out flyers describing the act of hate in order to inform our community, and t-shirts were soon crafted in order to take a stand against the violence. Our community became passionately engaged about this issue. Our campus's passion and heart is also evident by the students who protest cardboard to-go boxes, wear t-shirts saying, "This is what a Gustavus feminist looks like," and those who write editorials for the campus newspaper regarding injustices and opinions. During your time at Gustavus, if you advocated for breast cancer or suicide awareness, if you fought racial, gender, or sexual inequality, if you valued education, peace, the environment, or equality, this does not have to stop when you leave Gustavus. Over the years, Gustavus has also developed our passion for service. Gusties are everywhere in the community, whether it be building houses in Mississippi, picking up garbage along the highway, tutoring children in St. Peter, or taking care of animals. When Gusties get involved in the community, we develop empathy, and by giving, we positively influence the community. Now, although this seems extremely surreal and scary, we are about to cross this stage and receive our diploma, an extremely important and expensive piece of paper, which will be put in a frame and which just might get us that incredible job or hopefully the future that we've dreamed about. However, your degree has no merit until you do something with it. How are you going to represent Gustavus and the values when you enter the world? I realize I've spoken about leaving Gustavus and life after Gustavus, but we will never truly leave this community or its values. Take what you've learned, the courage, brain, and heart, and mobilize it to where you're going next on your path. Most of all, you will be the best ambassador of the college if you act as an engaged citizen in your community. I urge you to continue your involvement by serving on nonprofit boards, volunteering in your community, being an informed voter, and sharing your opinions on issues. Today, 608 Gusties are graduating. Soon, all of you will use the knowledge and skills you learned at Gustavus to create your own Gustavus communities and carry on the Gustavus values in your school, church, neighborhood, team, or work environment. Before we move any further in this ceremony, I would like to invite every graduating senior to stand and recognize the people who have provided encouragement, inspiration, and guidance during your years here. Remember to thank everyone who is here today for you, because they are ultimately your support. And thank you all for coming here and supporting your gusty senior of the class of 2009. Seniors, I wish you a warm congratulations and only the best in your future. Gusties will shine tonight. Gusties will shine. Go Gusties!
It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Richard Leach, Associate Professor of Political Science and the 2008 recipient of the Edgar M. Carlson Award for Distinguished Teaching, to come forward and to introduce the 2009 recipient of the Carlson Award. Richard.
The Edgar M. Carlson Award for Distinguished Teaching was established by the Gustavus Board of Trustees in 1971 to honor former President Edgar Carlson for his years of distinguished leadership and in recognition of his commitment to academic excellence. Gustavus faculty, staff, administrators, and students nominate professors for this award, and each year at commencement, a faculty member selected by previous Carlson Award recipients is recognized for her or his exceptional skill and effectiveness as an instructor. Only two people, the provost and I, know the identity of this year's winner. This year's winner has been described by student nominators as quiet and reserved, with a calm and collected teaching style that helps to keep students engaged in the material presented in all the courses taught by this professor. All nominators comment that this professor brings to class a plethora of knowledge and the experience of an accomplished practitioner. This professor has been described as completely accessible in and out of the classroom, a person who does everything possible to inspire and motivate students, kind and caring in all regards, and brilliant. This professor challenges students, yet never loses patience. One student wrote, "This professor understands when students are frustrated in learning something and will never say no when someone asks for help." A faculty colleague says that from his first days on campus, he has always known this year's Carlson Award winner to be student-focused in every campus decision, yet adds that some campus faculty members or students may not be acutely aware of this professor's teaching or other expertise, mostly due to the fact that this professor never boasts or claims credit for anything, making this professor the epitome of the true servant teacher. I first got to know this year's Carlson recipient accidentally through a student from Sweden during my first or second year at Gustavus. Somehow, someone must have told this somewhat confused Swedish student that there was a faculty member named Richard, or something like that, who could help him study kings, princes, and bosses, and the rifts that they create. Or at least that is what he heard, or what I heard. The student must have looked me up somehow, was probably puzzled to see that I teach in the political science department, but this being Gustavus, and as close to Sweden as you can get outside the mother country, he went with it and arrived at my office door. So naturally, when the student came to see me and talk about, I thought, monarchies and social stability and the potential for chaos, I probably launched into a long-winded diatribe on kings and princes and rifts. It was only 10 minutes later when the Swedish student asked if by taking my class he would learn how to crank out the riff, not rift, on Eric Clapton's acoustic version of Layla that I realized the student didn't want to study kings, bosses, and princes and the riffs they create, but the riffs created by the king, prince, and the boss. Stupid me. I thought I was feeding into the revolutionary passions of a Swedish anti-monarchist, but he had bigger things in mind. He wanted to learn how to play the guitar. I immediately sent him to this year's Carlson Award winner, Dr. Rick Orpin. Rick Orpin arrived at Gustavus in 1980, and during a nearly 30-year career, he has taught courses in music theory, jazz improvisation, jazz guitar composition, and percussion techniques. Dr. Orpin holds PhD, MA, and BS degrees from the University of Minnesota, and is active as a guitarist, percussionist, and bassist. His performance credits include the Ordway Music Theater and the Walker Art Center, and numerous Gustavus Adolphus events, including the Nobel Conference concerts and a royal affair. Dr. Orpin is also a BMI composer. In 1999, he released a CD of jazz compositions entitled Hands of Time Jazz Quartet, live from the Chestnut Tree Cafe. He is the developer of the MIDI-based music lab at Gustavus, and each summer he offers the music technology workshop at Gustavus, attended by music educators from across the country. I am sure they too experience the array of Dr. Orpin's teaching talents. For someone who is always booed off the stage on the easy level of Slow Ride on Guitar Hero, I am a musical Neanderthal, in awe of his talent as a musician. More importantly, however, as a faculty member at a liberal arts college that recognizes the importance of fine teaching, I am proud to call him my colleague. Friends, it is my pleasure to introduce this year's recipient of the Edgar M. Carlson Award for Distinguished Teaching, Dr. Rick Orpin.
Great thanks to the students and the faculty, and it's an incredible award, and I've treasured it all. Thank you very much.
Of 2009, your friends, family, and faculty. It's now time for the very important part of today's program. I ask the members of the Gustavus Adolphus College Class of 2009 to please stand. President Oley, I present to you the members of the class of 2009 who've been enrolled in courses of study leading to the Bachelor of Arts degree. There are 609 members of this class. During their time at Gustavus, each has completed the requirements defined by the faculty as a foremost liberal arts education. When they leave Gustavus, they will become teachers, business persons, medical doctors, lawyers, ministers, political leaders, information technologists, and naturalists, and will hold many other professional positions of responsibility, as well as to continue to be leaders in their communities. On behalf of the faculty, it is a great pleasure to recommend to you that the Bachelor of Arts degree be conferred upon each one of them.
Thank you, Provost Morton. It is my distinct honor to receive these candidates for graduation. By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the power of the Board of Trustees of Gustavus Adolphus College, I hereby confer upon these candidates the Bachelor of Arts degree for which they have been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees. I admit them to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, in token whereof they will receive their diploma. Congratulations. Members of the graduating class, you may be seated. Will the marshals and those assisting with the ceremony please take their places for conferring of the diplomas? Graduates, when you are introduced by Dr. Tutane or Dr. Eliason, we ask that you proceed across the stage. You will first be greeted by Mr. Gale, Chair of the Board of Trustees, and then by Provost Morton. Then it will be my honor to greet you and to start a new tradition by giving you a G pin made especially for your class. It represents the fact that you now are a graduate of Gustavus Adolphus College. As you walk down the steps, you will be greeted by Chaplain Larson, and then you will proceed to the area where your department faculty members will present your diploma.
Acosta.
Ted Arlen Alexson.
Angela Amy Allen.
Robert Wiseman Amundsen.
Emily Lynn Amundsen.
Callan Bree Anastasi.
Holly Rose Anderson.
Jenny Ann Anderson.
Sonia Alberta Anderson.
Brittany Marie Anderson.
James Willard Anderson.
John Carroll Anderson.
Katie Joe Anderson.
Kelly Ray Anderson.
Lori Lynn Andros.
Elias Anosco.
Paula Elena Arciga.
Bradley Richard Armstrong.
Ethan Jade Armstrong.
Laura Catherine Arnebeck.
Roberto Angel Artiaga.
Christine Ryan Askham.
Clement Shoping Oyoung.
Brandon James Bartman.
Marin Solveig Bach.
Jacob Barkey. Daniel Thomas Barthel.
Jessica Alexandra Bates.
David Arthur Bauer.
Jeremy William Bedard.
Molly B. Biernick.
Brittany Elizabeth Benke.
Erin Elizabeth Bell.
Kira Alexandra Valolio.
Connor Jesse Bennett.
John Eric Bennett.
Ann J. Berger.
Ryan Berglund.
Jennifer Elizabeth Berglund.
Stephen Andrew Below.
Magnus Carl Anders Billman.
Anthony Joseph Beeson.
Adam Jared Bloom.
Henry Arthur Bay.
Colin Durand Betker.
Allison Catherine Bone.
Lindsay Kara Bolt.
Greta Signa Baum.
Ella Opie Bonner.
Gregory M. Boone.
Nicholas Robert Boat.
Emma Kirsten Borman.
Emily Ann Bracken.
Julia M. Bracken.
Colette Danielle Brandt.
Scott Douglas Brody.
Delphine Brocard.
Glenn David Brondike.
Charlene Mary Brooks.
Spencer Lars Broughton, summa cum laude.
Amanda May Brown.
Lisa Claire Brown.
Marissa Lee Brown, summa cum laude.
Mariah Elise Brown, summa cum laude.
Thomas R. Brown.
Ryan Thomas Brownell.
Brandon James Biskins.
Emily D. Bulling.
Michael David Verducken.
Bridget Marie Birdsell.
John Hussey.
Christine Elizabeth Caldwell.
Stephanie Lynn Caldwell.
Alicia Cameron.
Ing Chow.
Amanda K. Capel.
Emily Carlson.
Rebecca Diane Carlson, summa cum laude.
Tasha Ann Carlson.
Michael R. Carr.
John Michael Castellano.
Raylene Caswell.
Andrew J. Saransky.
Abby Gail Chapman.
Daniel A. Chargo.
Kelly Ann Shadoin.
Kristen Michelle Shirafisi.
Jeffrey Allen Crest.
Ben Christensen.
Callie Ann Christensen.
David Lee Christians.
Lee Shawley Clanton, summa cum laude.
Shauna Patrice Clark.
Kevin Nels Clavette.
Rachel Click.
Angela K. Colvin.
Daniel Patrick Conlon.
Stephanie Jo Conroy.
Carol Lynn Cook.
Maura Puna.
Jacob Stephen Cotner.
Kathleen Coughlin.
Sarah Allison Cowlis.
Michaela Cernkovich.
Shauna Marie Cropsey.
Mario A. Cuevas.
Jesse Ann Daw.
Laura Elizabeth Dolan.
Kayla Joy Daniel.
Laura Frances Danielson.
Anthony Scott Davis.
Emily Jane Degnan.
Mary Elizabeth Depute.
Michael James Delaurier.
Randy Lee Detling.
Amanda J. Dillenberg.
Ryan Whitney Dobbs.
Erica Sims Dobson.
Jessica Margaret Doig.
Jessica Mary Dolan.
Jerry Dolores.
Christine Dornbush, summa cum laude.
Brianna Rose Draxler, summa cum laude.
Rachel Renee Driscoll.
Nicole Jackson Duquesne.
Casey M. Dynan.
Nathan Januska Ebnet.
Christopher J. Edelbrock.
Alexandra Nicole Eric.
Susan Jennifer Eckergren.
Chelsea Marie Elliott.
Susan Lois Engberg.
Anne M. Engebretson.
Amy Elizabeth Erickson.
Charles Jacob Erickson.
Jeffrey Scott Erickson.
Johanna Gail Erickson.
Benjamin E. Erickson.
Stephanie Erlandson.
Carly A. Ernst.
Lindsay Nicole Espy.
Emma Vanell Espel.
Dane Alexander Espenson.
Jesus Armando Espina Velosa.
Ryan David Espy.
Kara Marie Evanson.
Andrew James Evenson.
Michael S. Fable.
Jill Michelle Fagerstrom.
Elizabeth Grace Faldet, summa cum laude.
Molly Galligan Fiercy.
Cole William Fashing.
Rachel Jeanette Flores.
Kayla Nicole Flynn.
Daniel J. Foley.
Amanda Marie Franey.
Erin Therese Frederick.
Kevin Patrick Freund.
Elizabeth Friedline.
Kyle Stephen Friend.
Lauren M. Fulmer.
Jessica Marie Gabbert.
Paul Galvin.
Luke Benjamin Garrison.
Amanda Ray George.
Tyler Christopher Guyan.
Stephanie Kate Garrity.
Shayla K. Gibbons.
Ashley Janae Starr Gibbs.
Anna Lee Gilbertson.
Gwendolyn Laurel Gilson.
Allison Christina Glenn.
Catherine Emily Goodpaster.
Kaylee Jean Gordon.
Laura Ashley Ghostwish.
Ingrid Kaya Greenlee.
Ryan Gregg.
Ashley Marie Grivna.
Laura Marie Grunges.
Christine Eleanor Rochon.
Matthew Ryan Grove.
Sean A. M. Grego.
Eric Scott Gunderson.
Mari Leigh Gunderson.
David Matthew Guptill, summa cum laude.
Emily Christine Gustafson.
Rebecca Catherine Gustafson.
Janae Elizabeth Gillen.
Andrew Jacob Hallheim.
Elizabeth Jane Hawkinson.
John D. Hadfield Jr.
Jens R. Hagstrom.
Anne Catherine Hakes.
Sarah Lynn Hallberg.
Katie Lynn Halverson, summa cum laude 4.0.
Jacob Paul Hansen.
Laura Irene Hansen.
Nicholas Bernard Hansen.
Hillary Roseanne Hansen.
Kai Gunnar Hansen.
Michael Curtis Harlow.
Amanda Christine Harmon.
Danielle Marie Harms.
Ozanette Jarmiki Farrow.
Brandon Audiyame Wasu Hassan.
Michelle Nicole Havemeyer.
Jacob Robert Hebring.
Laura May Hedin.
Maggie Claire Headland.
John Robert Henstrom.
Nathan Massey Pegum, summa cum laude.
Sarah Ann Pine.
Tom A. Henderson.
James Ryan Herberg.
Sonia Margarita Fernandez Aguilera.
Angela Hernandez Espinoza.
Brianna Corinna Hewitt.
Erica Jean Hickey.
Benjamin Carl Hilding.
Molly Michelle Hillenbrand.
Joseph Anthony Hillman.
Evan J. Hilzebeck.
Erin Marie Hershey.
Abby Lee Hitzman.
Charles James Wayne Hogue.
Matthew Mark Hoagland.
Kelly Jean Hobson.
Laurel Fox Hope.
Emily Ruth Cole.
Leah Justine Hugdahl, summa cum laude.
Matthew Robert Holcomb.
Lindsay Kurtz Holmgren.
Jacob W. Holston.
Kevin William Horn.
Brett Robert Howells.
Lindsay C. Hoy.
Lane Marie Hudak, summa cum laude.
Sarah Caitlin Hulke, summa cum laude.
Andrea Ryan Hunter.
Eric Michael Ice.
James Leo Erkey.
Catherine R. Jacobs.
Andrea Elizabeth Janey.
Asitha Denise Jayawardena.
Eric Jenkins.
Matthew L. Lester.
Ashok Jethwa.
Brett Aaron Johnson.
Carly May Johnson.
Emily Christine Johnson.
Emily Ellis Johnson.
Eric Raymond Johnson.
Jordan Taylor Johnson.
Kevin James Johnson.
Kristen Joy Johnson.
Megan Christina Johnson.
Shannon Marie Johnson.
Timothy Matthew Johnson.
Todd David Johnson.
Daniel Omar Johnsrud.
Alexander Wesley Jones.
Jessica Jones.
Martha Marie Jorgensen.
Catherine Rose Cameroon.
Linda Ruth Sullivan Connie.
Christopher James Kapler.
Riley Elizabeth Carbon.
Michael John Karen.
Rachel Elizabeth Karst.
Christopher Michael Casdagli.
Tyler George Kaus.
John James Kaus.
Peter Joseph Keegan.
Molly Catherine Kelly.
Helen Kahn.
Jonathan Jameson Kidd.
Michael Clam.
Emily Anna Klein.
Nicholas Paul Kleinwachter.
Stephanie Michelle Kling.
Brandon Knoll.
Eric Michael Knoll.
Kristen Marie Knudsen.
Amy Lynn Knudsen.
Joshua Alexander Knudsen, summa cum laude 4.0.
Denya Catherine Kohler.
Krista May Coonan.
Jenny May Kofsky.
Molly Erin Colpine.
Sarah Ann Comperud.
Erica B. Coos, summa cum laude.
Aaron Michelle Kopang.
David William Koppel.
Jill Marie Koppelman.
Kimbra Kozak.
Michael John Pistorius.
Brandon Michael Krebs.
Julia Marie Kerchowski.
Abir Kulkarni.
Catherine Lee Lady.
Whitney Ann Langenfeld.
Erica Ann Larson.
Heidi Marie Larson.
Jared Lawrence.
John Delbert Paul Leaf.
Patsy Lee.
Andrew Robert Lear.
Amanda Carol Lexon.
Reed Henry Lenz.
Spencer Carl Luthold.
Gretchen Noel Libby.
David E. Lick.
Brianna Lindenberg.
Brian E. Lindner.
Alexander Link.
Alexandra Renee Lynn.
Shannon Lassell.
Thomas Edward Leishkutin.
Constance Loken.
Laura Ann Luce.
Adam Jacob Lucas.
Aaron Erica Lunt.
Laura M. Lundorf.
Laura Beth Lynch, summa cum laude.
Adam John Mako.
Samantha Adeline Madsen.
Angela Rose Magnuson, summa cum laude.
Eric Shobek Mahan.
Benjamin Peter Meisenbach.
Jordan Peter Makala.
Jessica Lee Malmquist, summa cum laude.
Sarah Beth Mankey.
Brittany Lynn Manthe.
Leanna Marie Marking.
Heidi Marston.
Allison Rose Martin.
Ashley Lynn Martin.
Catherine Amanda Mason.
Ryan Campbell Gerhardt Mather.
Aaron David Mayo.
Kendra Louise Mays.
Molly Lewis McBride.
Mika Sun Joy McCracken.
Catherine Jane McGowan.
Joel Alexander McGuire.
Catherine Elizabeth McKee.
Maureen Margaret McNary.
Stephanie Maya.
Marin Marie Meyer.
Carl Jacob Miller.
Galen Patrick Mitchell.
Robert Thomas Mobeck.
Emily Megan Moon.
Emily Alice Moran.
Allison Maureen Morum.
Andrew John Moritz.
Lord C. Mua.
Mai Nia Mua.
Win Mua.
Rhea Uchala.
Kristen Ann Mart.
Megan Marie Munt.
Jorge Alberto Munoz Pineda.
Michaela Christine Munson.
Benjamin Tyler Musher.
Andre Muchler Suplee.
Laura Ann Natwick.
Britta Lee Abra Nelson.
Emily Elise Nelson, summa cum laude.
Emily Rose Nelson.
Katie Marie McBride Nelson.
Matthew Vernon Nelson.
Alexandria Ione Neville.
Jeff Nichols.
Maria Nemeth.
Jessica Jean Niles.
Charles Milton Ray Norgard.
Abby Rose Norland Weaver. Dana Ann Niles.
Laura Michelle Ofsted.
Rachel Lynn Ogilvy.
Ashley Rennell Olson.
Ashley Marie Oldeny.
Timothy Kenneth Olmsted.
Elizabeth Catherine Olson, summa cum laude.
Megan Melissa Olson.
William Wiley Orfield.
Wyrie Jude Esse O'Rourke.
Catherine Ann Osterhaus, summa cum laude.
Kristen Marie Osterman.
John Ostertag.
Brianna Rose Otis.
Stephanie Danielle Harrow.
Nicole Elizabeth Harris.
Charles N. Pockert.
And Jacqueline Pierce.
David Richard Pearson, summa cum laude, 4.0.
Emily K. Pearson.
Jeffrey Mark Peterson, summa cum laude.
Jennifer Ann Pulowski, summa cum laude.
Dara Pemble.
Matthew Carter Pennington.
Isaac Philip Perry.
Greta Lee Peterson.
Elliot Andrew Peterson.
Laura I. Peterson.
Nathan Douglas Peterson.
Stephanie Rose Peterson.
Ryan Frederick Fund.
Caleb A. Phillips.
Emily A. Pickford.
Jason J. Pitt.
Graham Joseph Please.
Tracy Jane Bolai.
Alyssa Jean Postering.
Brandon Paul Preuss.
Alexander Elmer Prevey.
Elizabeth K. Pringle.
Ross C. Puffer.
Sarah Catherine Purnell.
Jennifer Rita Push.
Catherine Mary Putnam.
Carl Philip Raby.
Dana Jill Raby.
Monica Brianna Ramos.
Sean David Rancourt.
Emily Rose Nemus Rasmussen.
Laura Elizabeth Regal.
Christine Rose Reimer.
John Edward Retka.
Amanda Gail Rizak.
Mallory Jo Richards.
Kayla Marie Ricksham.
Lucas Wayne Rickey.
Joel David Rindelob.
Anders Ringdahl Mayland.
Adam T. Risland.
Ashley Ann Robb.
Kevin John Rognes.
Garrett William Roram, summa cum laude.
Amanda Joy Rosequist.
Theodore J. Roth.
Nathan Richard Ruff.
Caleb Ebba Edosa Boychuk.
Lauren Lynn Runsvold.
Kirsten C. Ruser, summa cum laude.
Nicole Marie Brisinko.
Heather Beth Rusk.
Lucas Thomas Ryan.
Catherine Saling, summa cum laude.
Kelsey Ray Savary, summa cum laude.
Marisa Martin Schlor.
Christy Jean Schmidt.
Robert T. Schmidt.
Sarah Elizabeth Scholien.
Marissa Renee Schoen.
Vicky Schrader.
Tanya Marie Schuler.
Anna Christine Shu.
Melissa Jean Schultz.
Colin Drew Schultze.
Kevin Schumacher.
Jenna Marie Schwartz.
Samuel Mark Schwartz.
Andrew James Scott, summa cum laude, 4.0.
Brittany A. Segrin.
Carrie Mari Sexy.
Marlinda Vianney Sherbert.
Carla Marie Schutra.
Maria Siegel.
Patrick James Skoy.
Scott Donald Slarks.
Carly R. Slavik.
Andrea Smilanich.
Shannon Kimberly Smith.
Tate Monforton Smith.
Logan B. Sohn.
Andrew Michael Sola.
Margaret K. Sotos.
Anthony Michael Spain.
Kelly Nicole Sparks.
Hannah Ray Spitzak.
Amanda Lynn Staker.
Daniel R. Stark.
Alex Stassen.
Peter Stuban.
Alicia Gabrielle Stevens.
Justin Brandon Stevens.
Rita Inez Stevermer.
Matthew Alexander Stewart.
Flynn Arrow Stewart Franzin.
Kevin William Stickney.
Nicholas Brian Stramp.
Becky Marie Strobel.
Cameron Stephen Stromey.
Lena Sopovar.
Kirsten Mary Supina.
Brent Allen Susky.
Jessica Lynn Sussman.
Jill O'Hara Surmeyer.
Craig David Swanson.
Rebecca Lee Swanson.
Eliza Ledoux Swendenborg.
Nathaniel K. Swenson.
Sean M. Severson.
Jennifer Tafur.
Bailey Ann Tanis Iyenga.
Rosanna Stool Toki.
Megan J. Taylor.
Veronica Taylor.
Lindsay Jane DeBrock.
Kristen Camille Tejan.
Jerry Hua Tao.
Jared Francis Fellman.
Carla Lynn Fielbar.
Sarah Elizabeth Tone.
Donovan John Thorgrimson.
Stephen Richard Torkelson.
Jenna M. Thorness.
Anna Elise Tipstra, summa cum laude.
Brock Fred Teedstrom.
Kayla Christine Tim.
Stephen Paul Tautashek Titcomb.
Anne Elizabeth Titkowski.
Danielle L. Tollefson.
Benjamin Joseph Tomasek.
Aaron Marie Connor, summa cum laude.
Jamie K. Aiko Sirasaki.
Christine Elizabeth Tukey.
Timothy John Upchurch.
Shu Tony Bang.
Ha K. Bang.
Lindsay Joe Van Hoven.
Nathan Van Cleet.
Gita Elena Digri Varner.
Amy M. Vierkamp.
Ashley Marie Voigtlander.
Augusta Marion Volstead.
Ryan Jeremy Wade.
Elizabeth Keenan Wagner.
Tyler Adam Wakefield.
Ashley Louise Walburn.
Mark S. Wama.
Zeta Catherine Ward.
Shelby Louise Warner.
Alexander M. Walk.
Isaac Weeks.
Jessica Elizabeth Wagner.
Lindsay Weisberg.
Annie Marie Weiss.
Lindsay K. Werder.
Daniel Westland.
Kimberly Wheel.
Danielle Ray White.
Robert William White.
Thomas Gale Wick.
Christine Margaret Wicker.
Catherine Lurie Wickman.
Brett John Wilker, summa cum laude.
Megan Therese Willard.
Kristen Marie Willer, summa cum laude and 4.0.
Jacqueline Lee Williams.
Beth Ann Wilmanen.
Raymond Nathaniel Wilson.
Daniel Christopher Wingert, summa cum laude and 4.0.
Andrew James Wynn.
Lisa Marie Whitbeck Eicher.
Tricia Ann Longshot.
Jeffrey Wood.
Kathleen Marie Wolfrey, summa cum laude.
Casey Lee Wolfe.
Tana Lowry Wunsch, summa cum laude, 4.0.
Katie Lynn Wachke.
Al John.
Mai C. Yang.
Mai C. Yang.
Yi Yang.
Sibylla Yeoman Hendricks.
Christopher Akio Yoshimura Rang.
Patrick David Young.
William Ralph Young.
Zeb Ralph Zacharias.
Amanda Lynn Ziner.
Christine Lynn Ziner.
Jessica Ann Zelmer.
Amanda Lee Ziemer, summa cum laude.
Jenna May Zimmer.
Davis Edward Zismer.
Kristen Ann Zust.
the graduates please rise? Now it is time for you as graduates to move the tassels on your caps from the right to the left. Congratulations. As president of your alma mater, I charge you to remember always the duties and opportunities that go with your new standing as alumni. Hold your degree so it suffers no harm in your holding it. Hold it for the honest service of others. Hold it with untarnished honor to yourself. Take up your life calling, living out the Gustavus values of excellence, community, justice, service, and faith. Your story is now woven into the Gustavus story, and you will forever be a part of the Gustavus family. Again, congratulations. Please be seated. "44 years ago, our John Van Dusen graduated from Gustavus Adolphus College after having overcome incredible challenges for over more than a decade with dystonia, a rare neuromuscular disorder. In recognition of his accomplishments, an award was established in 1966, both to honor John and to recognize other students who complete the Bachelor of Arts degree through unusual perseverance, courage, and effort. Today we recognize two such individuals. I invite Aaron Lund and Jeff Erickson to come to the stage. Of an undergraduate education, particularly at a selective institution like Gustavus, are well established. How more difficult then for individuals to fulfill curricular requirements and engage in campus life in the face of substantial obstacles, especially when those obstacles are not outwardly apparent. Neurological conditions that affect the brain's ability to receive, process, store, and respond to information are known genetically as learning disabilities. And even in the absence of any sensory problems whatsoever, and in individuals with above average intelligence, they can pose great difficulties in acquiring academic skills such as reading, writing, and speaking. What this means on a daily basis is that our two award recipients have had to put in twice the amount of time and study as their peers in order to succeed. Aaron and Jeff, you were committed from the start to being successful at Gustavus, both inside and outside the classroom. You acknowledged the challenges before you, made use of the services provided for your assistants, but more importantly, you invested in an extraordinary number of hours on academics and in co-curricular pursuits as well. We are extremely proud of your accomplishments and commend you for your unparalleled dedication and commitment in the face of adversity. Please join me in recognizing these two outstanding Gusty graduates.
benediction, a group of music ensemble members from the class of 2009 will sing the alma mater as the platform party and the faculty recess. Following this formal recessional, you are all welcome to meet graduates here on Hollingsworth Field. All family and friends are then invited to join the faculty and all graduates for a reception on Ekman Mall that will start immediately following the ceremony. Would everyone now please stand as Chaplain Larson offers the benediction, and please then remain standing for the singing of the college's alma mater.
Let us pray. Lord God, you have called your servants to ventures of which we cannot see the ending, by paths as yet untrodden, through perils unknown. Give us faith to go out with good courage, not knowing where we go, but only that your hand is leading us and your love supporting us. Amen. Receive this blessing. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord look upon you with favor and give you peace. Amen.
Adolphus.